Right, guys, we are now live. As always, we'll let some people join, and then we will go ahead with this pre-market analysis. This week is mainly quite simple. So just like last week, it was more TA and anything in terms of already surrounding news that was going to impact the market. So obviously, if you watched our BTC update on TradingView from today, you will know the fundamentals that we are up against this week. Obviously, the conflict that's going on, inflation and March rate hikes. So Monday, a decent amount of profit coming into the premium channel. Fantastic. First day in, and we're already seeing profit, so it's always good to start the week with a bang. So yeah, we're just going to go through some of the news. We're not going to go into any actual news articles. We're just going to obviously take a look at the news headlines. That's good enough just to kind of give a idea as to where we are with these situations that are currently happening. And then we'll have a look at the economic calendar as always. We've not actually had a look at the economic calendar, so we will be looking in real time with you guys. Then obviously, and then finally touching on the most important, the TA. We'll actually just touch on a little bit of a TA right now. Prices are finding some volume, some momentum right now. Okay, we got a nice little prop up on 15-minute. So we got this nice, lovely wick. So trying to find liquidity in the market, pushing prices up. Okay, trying to get some of these sellers out. Okay, so this is clearly just cutting sellers out for liquidity. So we could actually see a bit of a bumpy sort of price action, come down, come up, come down, come up, just gaining some liquidity to make the next move. More than likely to continue coming down. So it could be at some point during this live stream that we send out some signals to our premium members. So obviously, if you're in the free group and you're watching this, you will be able to make out what direction we are sending the signals in. Okay, so should benefit you. So this morning, obviously, we spoke about prices pushing back up after they found resistance near 37. Okay, made that push up. Actually tapped into this little order block over here. Nice rejection candle, and then rejected again on the second candle, and now making a move down lower. In fact, yeah, okay, that's fine. Alright, let's go back to TA, sorry, where we left off. Okay, so not purple, no pink. So as you can see, prices are obviously going to go and fill up that wick. Okay, if they continue to reject, okay, so once the wick is actually filled up, continue to reject, likely to continue coming down. As you can see, just down here, we're still quite strong on the sell side volume. Okay, especially over here as well. Right, so we've got a nice little prop up, but very quickly turned around, moving down lower, indicating to us that the sellers are still very much in this. Okay, so we need to really bear that in mind. Sorry, bear with us, guys. Right, okay, so yeah, we are looking like it's going to continue to come down. Okay, let's just go down to, yeah, sell side volume is still very, very strong. Okay, down to the 1 minute. Yeah, that's very strong sell side candle. Obviously, we're getting volume spikes. Okay, so there's a volatility and momentum behind this. Okay, obviously with shorters still very much in control. As you can see, we got a nice bit of buy side volume pushing this all the way up, but we got a very, very quick turnaround all the way to the bottom. Okay, so very much indicating to us that the sellers are in full force. So let's please bear that in mind. Okay, so anyway, moving forward, where are our next sort of support and resistance levels? So stronger support level is between 32 and 30,000. Okay, we could see some support at 36. Could see a nice prop up, but the way that things are looking, as you can see, this is the order block. We already actually pushed up and found sensitivity just before this order block, as well as our pivot point. Okay, so indicating again, shorters are strong. This is the order block here as support, and we have been tapping into it for quite a while and failing to really find support, so more than likely to continue its way down. Just remember, we got this nice bottom wick that will get filled up, so between 36 and 35 we should see some support. If not, just a pure continuation all the way down to this key level that we've been speaking about for weeks now. Okay, we want to see that 32 and 30,000 retest. Okay, 100 moving average is just sat above, so we could again see some support there. We could actually see a break, wick down into this level, and then a close above. Okay, which will then indicate to us that we will be looking potentially a little bit more bullish in the short term. Okay, so we could see a candle all the way down, wick to the bottom, close just above, and then what we'll see is just a little proper up somewhere around this region, even potentially all the way up to about here, before continuing its way down to this level over here at $20,000. So total crypto market cap, again, we already kind of spoke about this in this morning's TradingView update. We are looking very, very bearish. Obviously, this is the most important chart. Okay, again, tried to make that move up, and we very much quickly turned it around with a huge red candle. We only got 51 minutes left on the 4 hour. Okay, so we could continue coming down to around this level before finding some support. Okay, there's plenty of volume at this level over here. So we'll have to reanalyze sort of price action, but as you can even see on the 1 hour, it's very much bearish. Tried to make that pop up and very quickly turned it around. We've got momentum on its side now. Okay, there's liquidity in this move, momentum and volatility, okay, to come down and make that push lower. Dollar index making a prop up. Okay, so again, adding to that volatility in Bitcoin. Okay, normally they have an inverse relationship, so could see a prop up all the way up to potentially 9665, or even all the way up to around this sort of high here at 97.2. So the continuation in this move up here will send Bitcoin falling down further. Okay, let's just see how things are kind of reacting as of now. Yeah, okay, just waiting for that breakthrough. So it's making a little bit of a prop up before it finds resistance and making a move down lower. Alright, so we're just gonna let things do its thing, but all the signs are there as things stand. Okay. So as you can see, obviously, we're kind of looking at things at a quite volatile sort of period. So you can kind of see how we look at a move between time frames. We go all the way down to 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds can give you a good insight into obviously the short-term perspective and how quickly things are turning around at sort of this at these sort of positions in the market where things could go either way. All right, so at this level, so at this order block here, we've got support, right? Okay, but moving down to lower time frames, as prices kind of try and make the break either up or down, then we can kind of get a sense as to how quickly things are turning the other way, right? Okay, so how quickly are prices being turned back up after coming down, or vice versa? So how quick prices are turning down after making their push up or attempting to make that break above. And as you can clearly see, okay, so we got that big prop up, big prop down, all the way down. Okay, we even got a prop up here, even lower. Okay, and now we're getting this prop up here and actually struggling to kind of really push up. Another thing to obviously keep an eye on is obviously volume and sort of changes in volume when these moves occur. And as you can see, buy side volume on this attempt to obviously make that push up higher is actually weakened a lot compared to these two attempts, right? So now obviously you've got to just keep an eye on for how the sell side volume develops as well. So this is just where prices can be very easily manipulated, okay? And this is where traders kind of get caught out, is when they flick prices up and down. But the key is to keep an eye on volume, see switches in volume, okay? So you want to have momentum on your side to make these breaks of these levels over here, okay? If you've got no momentum and momentum and volume, you won't be able to break these price levels in a way that kind of will follow through, okay? So obviously we touched on DXY, that's perfect. Bitcoin longs making a push up higher, just like how we said in this morning's update. We've not got shorts, we're shorts. So can we, obviously we're making bullish structure moving up, right? Okay, so now shorts are just going to come down slightly. Okay, we're already at previous resistance. Yeah, okay. So we could see a very quick turnaround and push up higher here. Got a bit of resistance over here. Right, go this way. But as you can see, prices are very much compressing between here and are likely to make that move up higher. So that is kind of what we're looking at in terms of the current TA. Finding a little bit of a support here, but as you can see, even on total crypto market cap, we're making quite quick turnarounds, right, back to the downside. So yeah, looking good. Bitcoin dominance is the last one that we obviously kind of touch on, and already obviously making a move down, but finding some support. So gonna push up higher. So this morning's TradingView update, we did say about it coming up, gaining some more strength. Okay. As Bitcoin, well, as time moves closer to obviously this March rate hike, you will see Bitcoin dominance kind of gain a bit more traction. Okay, obviously, as prices kind of fall and time gets closer to the March rate hike, you'll see Bitcoin dominance kind of pick up. Obviously, prices are cheaper, so that it kind of obviously entices investors to buy up when prices are cheap. So you'll find that Bitcoin dominance will actually take a bit more of the market share. Okay, so the calendar, right? So what we got in terms of the calendar this week, right, okay, so let's have a look. We've got a few PMIs, okay. Obviously, these PMIs are more than likely to, okay, yeah, they've already come in, sorry. So yeah, we were going to say they're obviously going to come in stronger and hotter due to the conflict that we have going on, as well as obviously, well, due to the conflict, obviously increasing prices of one, raw materials and energy. So obviously those sort of raw materials as well as energy are all in the basket of goods, and obviously they're under pressure from inflation as well as the conflict, so increase in prices. So they were going to come in hotter than expected, hence why we are seeing a sell-off across these indices. So if we go down, so what day are we on here? So we've got Monday. Okay, public sector, no, no. Consumer confidence, alright, that's coming in tomorrow. New Zealand isn't really that important, so don't really need to look at that. this is going to be important. Yeah. So what's this? What, Thursday? Thursday. Obviously Andrew Bailey's speech here at 8:15 is going to be important. So it's going to be important that obviously you kind of intact in the morning for it, and preferably obviously awake beforehand, as markets will be pricing in things just before, okay, before the speech goes. So we will need to really be on point for that. What else have we got? Another speech. Okay. What day is this? Friday. Okay, so we've got another speech on Friday from ECB. Okay, again, Fed monetary policy report. And obviously as we get closer to the March rate hike, it will become increasingly important to really keep an eye on these reports. Okay, but apart from that, we are pretty much clear for the week. Okay, couple of speeches, and then obviously we got our PMIs as well as obviously the monetary report. Okay. So following on, kind of just want to touch on obviously the conflict. As you can see, it's quite negative news. So as long as this continues, we will continue to see a fall down in prices in Bitcoin. Okay, and it's really not looking good. So in terms of that, it's really adding to prices being pushed down. Okay, and the pressure being pushed down whilst things are looking worse and worse as time moves on. Right, so we could really see a huge sell-off occur. So we need to keep an eye on things. As you obviously can see, we went through the economic calendar, very minimal amount of data. So it's going to be run and continue to run on those fundamentals that we've spoken about: March rate hike, end of month, and the conflict, and then obviously the TA. And the TA that we've already gone through is extremely bearish. Okay, so we should be expecting very large sell-offs to be occurring. Okay, we should also be expecting a lot of volatility and volume to come in as well. Obviously, we are entering the last week of the month. Okay, and then obviously the beginning of March, which is the month of the expected rate hike. Okay, so there is going to be a lot of volatility moving forward, and as we've already said in the previous live streams, that March onwards is going to be a very crazy time in terms of the markets. Okay, we are obviously going to see a lot more hawkish steps from central governments. Sorry, not central governments, governments and central banks. And in doing so, okay, is going to increase the volatility in the markets. Okay, so there is going to be a lot of large moves to occur, and obviously after we see this large sell-off, we are going to be getting closer to these areas where we will want to be buying up. We will want to be buying up crypto, and then we want to obviously switch our sentiment, depending obviously on price action, how strong the bulls come in at these support levels or at these strong support levels and key levels on charts, for then our outlook to slightly change for it to be bullish. Okay, so obviously we did also speak about the, let's get rid of this, market coming down all the way down to 32 and 30 first, and then potentially even come down all the way to this 200 moving average before making a move all the way up to around this level over here. So let's go down to the daily, around to these levels over here, where we've got order blocks that have are basically untapped. Okay, so as prices find support and make a move up again, we'll be looking at each order block as it comes as the next resistance level. Okay, but as things stand, we are just looking extremely bearish. Like you can't tell me that you look at this and it's bullish in any sense. We are looking like we are going to tumble so hard all the way down to potentially 20,000. So that is sentiment, extremely bearish. That is our sentiment. So sorry, funny viral excitement. Thank you. Hello. Obviously, answering to your question, we are extremely bearish. We are short. Okay, no chance are we going long. But again, just want to emphasize that volatility is increasing, so we could see some waves. Okay, we could see some bumpiness. Okay, build up some structure before making a very large move to the downside. Okay, all the way down. So if you just take this move alone from where we are all the way down to 30,000, that's a 20% drop. Okay, which is huge. Okay, and in doing so will be liquidating a lot of people. It wasn't long ago or where just over here a lot of channels were saying that that was the bottom and we were going to create bullish structure and move higher, okay, before it turning down and completely crashing the market. Luckily, obviously, we were always short and just reading the signs that we were being told and putting the whole picture together, okay, and we got this fat short all the way down, okay. So just think in that sort of sense. Whenever you see the majority of the public going one way and the market goes the other way very strongly, you need to then start thinking about the amount of liquidations that happened in that move. Okay, so now we've got emotions in the market. This whole move here liquidated a shit ton of people, okay, that were long from here and here, right? So people that went in long were hoping that support was found at this level and then moving up here. So they were getting in long at these positions, all right? So they are all liquidated from one move, going back in, and then liquidated again from even a stronger move to the downside here. Okay, so now they're itching to make that them losses back. Okay, so they're going to try and get in at every opportunity that they think they are at strong support, right? So there is now fear and sort of gambling mentality going on right now, okay, which is going to feed into the volatility factor, right? So we need to keep that in mind in terms of the sort of strength of the moves and sort of the length of the moves as well. So how much the price moves to one side or the other. Okay, they're going to be strong waves to either side before making a very strong sell-off. And it's more than likely that we are going to see a very strong sell-off due to some very strong news on this conflict. Okay, there's going to be something that's going to pop up. If you have been following it, obviously things aren't getting better, they're actually getting worse. It was only the other day that Putin said that he was moving troops out before obviously the US were saying that they were showing no signs or finding no signs that troops were actually backtracking, and now we're tracking forward to today where it's even closer to war starting basically. So that will shake up the markets as it's already shaken up the markets. Okay, so and even here, guys, can we just appreciate that we are getting such bad structure. Okay, so this wick has already been mainly filled up. Okay, volume is actually decreasing, right, as prices are trying to actually stall this move down and make this move up. Okay, so we'll have to see. We could actually see a fake out, okay, to the top. Okay, so we could see quite a strong move to the top, okay, before wicking down like this very strongly and then making a move down. So just expect volatility to be strong at this point, okay? So just make sure to not get caught out. Ideally, either place your stop losses very widely and then using in combination with less margin, less leverage, average yourself into position, or get into the positions in terms of if you are going short, obviously get into positions up here, and as soon as price moves down, okay, set your SL or your stop loss to break even, so that if prices large sort of fake outs happen, you are just making no loss, closing at break even, and then reassessing sort of these moves or high volatile moves to other side. Well, yeah, that's fine. So that is it for now. You got your TA. That's what we're looking at. It's going to be volatile. Probably see a slowdown potentially in the Asia session. And then obviously we've got Tuesday, big money flow tomorrow, and the day after, where we more than likely to start seeing very large moves occurring. Okay. But that is kind of what we're playing to. Right. So if you guys got any questions, please ask them. Let me know in the comment section. We'll do our best to answer them fully. If not, we'll clock out here, and we will see you tomorrow morning for some more TradingView updates. So do follow us on TradingView, as we won't be sending them into free group. Okay. We only send updates on when we release these charts and these updates in the morning to our premium channel. Okay, if you are in free group, you will need to follow us on all platforms to be alerted as and when we kind of release these updates. Okay, and they are very much beneficial, so it just really does make sense to follow us. Okay. But yeah, if you guys got any questions, let us know in the comment sections. We'll give it a minute or two before we clock out if we don't have any questions. Yes, Andre, you know, looks too bearish. We are going down, 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 down. Right, okay. I'm going to love you and leave you all. Okay, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for another update. Premium snipers, let's get it. Already in profit. Okay, so let's just continue the momentum. And fingers crossed we can end the week early if possible. Okay. And just enjoy our time. Take week by week. Last week was successful. We have been on a roll this year, so we'll keep it up for you guys. So take care. Thank you.